And now moving on. Now the airstrikes were conducted by Pakistani military forces, reportedly using drones or jets, targeting residential and civilian areas in Afghanistan's Paktika province amid escalating border tensions. According to Afghan officials and media, the strikes deliberately hit populated zones, including homes and gatherings, despite a fragile 48-hour ceasefire agreement, which was mediated in Doha that had just been extended. The Afghanistan Cricket Board and Taliban spokespersons described the attacks as a cowardly and barbaric violation aimed at non-combatants rather than militants, resulting in no reported military targets being acknowledged by Pakistan. Let me cut across to my colleague Yash Ahuja to give you some details on the strikes. Yash, over to you.
Yes, Vishali. So, as you can see on the map on your screen, Urugun town was the main target of the Pakistani strikes. Urugun town is 150 kilometers southeast of Kabul and is directly adjacent to Pakistan border, making it an easy and a probable target. So, apart from Urugun town, there is a little small town called the Barmal town, which was also struck in the same series of attack. Now this attack was carried out late evening on October 17th at around 6 to 8 p.m. local Afghanistan time, shortly after the ceasefire's extension was announced earlier that day. According to some locals, it was a brief and sudden. It was a series of multiple strikes lasting minutes to under an hour. It was without any warning, and eyewitnesses claim that it was a prolonged bombardment. It was a rapid salvo that turned these celebratory gatherings, with immediate reports emerging by the evening.
Yash, I will have to interrupt you because my colleague Ajay Jandyal is now joining me. Ajay, look at this sadistic move by Pakistan, especially targeting populated areas like homes.
See, it happens in the past as well. We have seen that many a time when Pakistan have failed on all the front, they use these tactics of targeting civilians, because they know that by targeting civilians, they'll be able to, make hue and cry in the area. And that is what basically pressurizing the government as well. And that is what they have done during the Operation Sindhu. They have targeted civilians in Poonch, Rajouri, Jammu, and in Kashmir as well. And if you talk about present situation, when it, the war-like situation between Afghanistan and Pakistan is going on, when Afghanistan troopers, they retaliated and targeted their Pakistani positions over there. More than 58 Pakistani army personnel, they were killed in that retaliation on first airstrike. And after that we have seen that number of Pakistani soldiers, they were captured, number of Pakistani border outposts, they were captured on the Durand line by the Afghanistan troopers over there. And Pakistan went to Saudi Arabia, they went to, there for the peace, and they were urging the people to do mediation between Afghanistan and Pakistan so that situation can be pacified. But after ceasefire was announced, and after yesterday it was extended, why Pakistan carried out attack on the civilians in that area? That clearly shows that they wanted to basically create panic among the people. They wanted to basically, pressurize the government, because they know that when they will target the civilians, then government in the Afghanistan, that will be pressurized, and they will be they will not be able to react accordingly. But it's Afghanistan.
Ajay, stay on with me. I will come back to you. But now I have Brigadier Ranjan Jamwal joining me, who's a defense expert. Now, Brigadier Jamwal, Pakistan wants to mediate with them, wants a ceasefire. Then it goes on and kills these young cricketers only in their 20s, 3 of them, and then deliberately targets populated areas. When will this country change?
Nothing new for Pakistan Army. They have been doing it, they have done it before, they will do it again. If they think they can get away with it. They have done it in Balochistan, they have done it in Northern Frontier Province. It is not exactly a professional army. Doesn't fight by any rules, rather doesn't fight at all. tries to, they thought they could get away with it in Afghanistan, but they aren't getting away. With great difficulty, last time they got a hammering from the Taliban and the Afghan army. These guys went running to Qatar and Saudi Arabia. They mediated a ceasefire. Apparently, that ceasefire is not holding out anymore. And this time, the reaction of the Afghans would be much worse. What they've seen till now was probably only a trailer, and these guys are going to go all out. They, in any case, always been claiming that we don't recognize Durand the line, and River Sindh is the boundary between us and Pakistan. This thing, and our natural neighbor is India. They've been openly stating for quite some time now, and I think Pakistan has pushed itself into that direction. In the coming days, you will find the Afghan army and the militia, fighting to their strengths, and their strengths are ground-based attacks, covert operations, special operations, and you'll see a much greater increase, and it will also have a effect on Balochistan, because seeing what is happening in Northwest Frontier Province, the Baluchis will also simultaneously increase pressure, and things are going to get more difficult for Pakistan. Actually, what was happening was the Shehbaz Sharif government and the chief of the army staff, that is Mullah Munir, they have personally come under a lot of pressure because of the thrashing they got in Afghanistan. After the initial bombardment. So to ward off that pressure, they again, violated the ceasefire. And you see the whole thing they have done. For them, in the world view, justified what India had done to them, because they are claiming that they went in after the terrorists in Afghanistan. That is exactly what we said. And it is actually a similar thing playing around, the other way around. Afghanistan had learnt a little about conflict termination from us and agreed to the ceasefire. Not exactly. They also had said it is not a ceasefire, it is a pause. We will see Pakistani reaction. If Pakistan doesn't mend its ways, we will continue in a much more violent operation. And Pakistan has not mended its ways. So in the coming days, you will see, very intense pressure on the Pakistan's the Western Front, very intense pressure, and they do not have the forces to deal with it. They are committed against India. They are committed in Balochistan. They are committed internally everywhere. So they just do not have forces on top of it. They are offering forces to Saudi Arabia on hire. So it has become very, very difficult for Pakistan now. Very difficult. I think it is just the end of the day now. The collapse is coming. One had been waiting for this collapse for years, but it appears apparently now this is the beginning of the end for Pakistan. Yeah.
Absolutely, Brigadier Rajan Jamwal. Beginning of the end, viewers, for Pakistan.